Hi guys, तो आज का हमारा टॉपिक है दैट इज ह्यूमन आईबॉल. Here we will see the anatomy of the eyeball. Here the out contents we will learn today in this topic is first layers of the eyeball, second layers of eyeball, second segments of eyeball. It means the anterior chamber, posterior chamber. But it means that where is the vitreous humor is present, aqueous humor is present. All these things. Okay. Next, third dimensions of eyeball. Okay, these things we will learn in the anatomy of the eyeball. Okay, hope soon you will have a patience to watch this video. Okay, it is very important and it is very easy to remember, and it is very important for examination point of view, in your anatomy and for the disease aspect which will come in our adult health nursing. Okay, okay, now here is your layers of the eyeball. Here we will in detail we will go about the layers of the eyeball. Here you will see a rough diagram of the eyeball. Okay, let's see this. It is a circular orbit. In that the anterior 1/6 is transplant transparent, not transplant, transparent, and posterior 5/6 is fibrous. Okay, the outermost layer we will write here. The outermost layer first is outermost layer, outer layer. It is also known as protective layer. Protective layer. It means it protects the eyeball, and it is protective layer. Here there is two components. One is the posterior 5/6 is what it is sclera, and anterior 1/6 is transparent, that is cornea. Okay, cornea. Now we will in detail. This is first structure is completed. Next the second layer, that is middle layer. It is known as vascular layer of an eyeball. Middle layer is also known as vascular layer. Here in vascular layer there is a series. In vascular layer there is the posterior surface covered by a vascular structure vascular structure here, and and it is in anteriorly it form a fibroid tissue fibroid tissue that is in the triangular shape, in the triangular shape triangular in shape. It is known as what? Yes, it is known as ciliary body. It is known as ciliary body. The triangular shape structure that is continued anterior to the choroid is known as ciliary body. Okay, ciliary body, and ciliary body anteriorly form anteriorly form anteriorly it form iris. Anteriorly it form iris. It form iris. Okay, here you see an image. of this. Now it is choroid. There is posterior part is choroid. This posterior part is choroid, and it is highly vascular in nature. Highly vascular in nature, and we are going to a gross anatomy. It has a thickness of 1 millimeter. It has a thickness of 1 millimeter, and the anterior to the choroid is triangular shaped structure that is called what? That is choroid. Sorry, ciliary body. Here, first it is. Let me write here. It is sclera. It is choroid, and it is ciliary body. It is iris. Okay. Now, in the second layer, that is in the muscular layer, it consists of choroid, ciliary body, and iris. Next, the innermost layer. Okay. Let me write here. Okay. Let me write there. Here, first is choroid, the ciliary body, C, iris. Okay, iris. Now, the innermost layer, that is innermost layer, it is divided into two part. Okay, two part. One is, let me write here first. One is pigmented layer, pigmented pigmented layer, and neuronal layer, neuronal layer. One is pigmented layer and is neuronal layer. Okay, now let's see here. Pigmented layer, retina. The innermost layer is retina here. It comes under the subheading that is in the retina. Retina. The innermost layer is retina. Retina has two uh, layers basically. That is the in outer layer is pigmented. The pigmented layer. The innermost layer is neuronal layer. It means here the innermost layer. First, I will show you. That is the first innermost layer. It is the first innermost layer. The innermost layer is called as the innermost layer is called neuronal layer. The innermost layer is known as neuronal layer, and neuronal layer. It is a neuronal layer. Okay, it is a neuronal layer. Next, here in below in posterior or outer to the neuronal layer, there is a pigmented layer. There is a layer that is called pigmented layer that is attached to a what? Vascular layer, that is attached to a vascular layer, and this pigmented layer continues over the ciliary body and the iris, that is continues over the ciliary body and over the iris. Okay, but the neuronal layer ends at this junction. Here at this junction is known as what? Okay, ori. This junction is known as this junction. It ends is known as Oricerata. Oricerata. Okay, it is very important term here. Oricerata, and it is our the layers. This completes our layers of an eyeball, and here there is a canal. There is a canal that is used for drainage of an drainage system. It is like as a drainage system. This canal is known as canal of Schlem. Canal of Schlem. Schlem. Canal of Schlem. That helps in the drainage of aqueous humor. Okay, we will discuss in next part, that is we continue after this completes our layers of an eyeball. Next is the sections of an eyeball. In that we will deeply discuss about how the aqueous humor is produced and how it is circulated and how it is drained. Here, before going to that topic, here one of the important thing that is we missed out lens. We missed out, that is a lens. A lens is present here, and that is guarded by an ligaments. That is from the ligaments. This ligaments is held originated from this what ciliary body, that is known as suspensory ligaments, or yes, it is known as suspensory ligaments. Now the sections of an eyeball. Sections of eyeball. Okay, it is the sections of an eyeball. Here there are basically two sections are there. Two sections. One is anterior and posterior. Anterior section and posterior section. Okay, now again we will miss it out some important thing is here. This there is an optic nerve. Here this neuronal layer thus combines, extend and forms the optic nerve. Okay, there is second cranial nerve. That is optic nerve. Okay, this optic nerve goes to the brain, CNS. Okay, now this is the posterior segment. This contains a fluid that is called vitreous body. That contains a fluid that is called vitreous humor. Vitreous humor. Next, anterior to this segment, there is a anterior segment. In an anterior segment, there are two chambers. One is, let me draw here, segment. In segments, there are two segments. One is posterior segment, another is anterior segment. And posterior segment has vitreous humor, and anterior chamber segment is divided into two chambers, that is anterior chamber and posterior chamber. In anterior segment only there is an anterior chamber and posterior chamber. Okay, okay, now the anterior chamber is the anterior to the iris, posterior to the cornea, is known as anterior chamber. Okay, it means here, okay, it means the anterior to the anterior to the iris, posterior to the cornea. It is a cornea, it is a iris. This anterior to the iris and posterior to the cornea is known as anterior chamber, and posterior to the iris, anterior to the lens is known as posterior chamber. Okay, now here the fluid, the aqueous humor is circulating. It is not build up, it is circulating fluid that is originated from the ciliary body, ciliary body in the posterior chamber, and from posterior chamber it is drained out through the pupils into the anterior chamber, and from in anterior chamber, from the anterior chamber it is drained into the canal. This is known as canal of Schlem. That is drained into the canal of Schlem, and it is again it is produced here and drain here. It is our circulation of the aqueous humor, and vitreous body, it does not circulate. Okay, this is all about our human eye and the segments of an eyeball. Now the last part, that is dimensions of the eyeball. Dimensions of an eyeball. Here, in the dimensions of an eyeball, the anterior, it means, let's see here, the anterior posterior diameter is about 24 millimeter, 24 millimeter, and the height of the eyeball is 23 millimeter, and the circumference, this circumference of an eyeball, circumference is about 73.5 millimeter, and volume of an eyeball, volume of an eyeball is about 6.5 ml. Okay, 6.5 ml. This is the dimensions of an eyeball. Okay, this completes your the structure and the anatomy of the eyeball. If any doubt is there, let me know in the comment section. Please like, share and subscribe, follow for more.